Any programming requires the use of strings. They're used to work with and manipulate text, and JavaScript's got all the features of string manipulation that you'd expect from a programming language that shares syntactical similarities with Java, C, and C++. In this video, I'll introduce you to working with strings in JavaScript and provide an example. Okay, I'll start by creating a variable. I've already created my script here. You can see the script tag there. So what we're going to do is create a variable called mode. I better put the var declaration in there. Equals, and we'll call this automobile. Just like that. Now I'm going to use document.writeLine, or write, doesn't really matter which one you use under normal circumstances, and just reflect back the value of that variable that we created. Go ahead and save that and refresh, and there's our text. Now, the first thing about strings is you can actually reference an index in a string. So if I put in square brackets here and say put the number 3, it's going to find character number 4, and that's because it always starts with 0. So character 0 would be A, character 2 would be U, character 3 would be, or character 1 would be U, character 2 would be T, character 3 would be O. So if I go ahead and save that now and refresh, you can see there's our O. So you can reference actual characters using that index value inside square brackets with strings in JavaScript. Now I'm going to get rid of that. And let's go here and put some other text in. She prefers to travel by automobile. And let me just change that. It's good to travel. Okay, and the reason I did that is because you can see there's an apostrophe. Now, let's go ahead and save that and refresh. And you can see everything looks just great. The problem is that in JavaScript you can actually use apostrophes or single quotes to reference strings. Now I put one in there and one in there, and under normal circumstances there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, except that now the browser's not going to know when the string ends. It's going to be confused actually. It'll think the string ends after the T in its, and all this is going to kick back an error. So let me go ahead and save that and refresh, and you see it didn't even show up. Okay, so what we need to do here is if you absolutely need to put in apostrophes or single quotes in your strings, just make sure that you use this escape character. We use a backslash as an escape character, and you put it before that apostrophe. I'll go ahead and save now and refresh, and you can see there everything popped back nicely. So we do have to use that escape character if we're going to use the apostrophes to represent a string. But again, normally the way you would do it is just to go with double quotes there and here, and go ahead and save that. And of course I can leave that escape character in there. It's not going to hurt anything. Even though we now have double quotes there, it would work fine without it. Let's go ahead and save that again and refresh, and you can see it works great. Now let's try something else here. We can use another parameter for a variable called length. Okay, and this is really useful. I'll go ahead and save that and refresh, and you can see it tells us the exact number of characters. Now that length is going to include spaces and special characters, but it's a great way of being able to reference a variable and start to do string operations with it by using that dot length. Now we can also use index of. So in this case what I'm going to say is index of, just like that. And then inside parentheses, I'll put, and this time I'll use a single quotes, and just say travel. So we go and refresh, and you can see here that 13 is the index of travel. So it's counted over and tells us that travel occurs at the 13th character. That's the index value. Now, the index of allows you to identify the location of a specific word. So for instance, if I were to change this to by and then save that and refresh, now we see that the word by is located or starts at the 20th location in that string.